name is Winfred C. Herrick. I was born in Milan, October the 23rd, 1915. It was in my father's farm was the first turn to go to Wolfhouse Cox Park, and this farm is now belonging in Wilcox Park. My sister, I'm one of 4 children, and Harold, my older brother, my next sister was Gertrude, and me, and then my sister Helen. Emma Jackson was in attendance, but I don't remember when I was born. But I remember when my sister Helen was born. And Ferris Jackson with a horse and buggy, brought his sister Emma to work in the house. And at night he came and picked her up and took her home.
Right.
But of course I knew Emma Jackson and Ferris Jackson as long as I can remember. They were there. He always sang in the church choir, and he was also on the board for the White Schoolhouse, where I think he attended school there, and but he was on the board, and very highly respected people in Milan. Very honest. I first went to school in Lakeshore Schoolhouse in the village. I walked, actually. It wasn't too far. But I attended there, and when we sold the farm, I attended school, one-room school in Rock City. And then I have the picture of the Sunday school class there. What it was, one-room school, they had a stove in the middle of the room taken care of, and water. Some of the older kids went across the street and got a pail of water and put it in the entrance, and you had a cup and a dipper. So therefore, and the teacher's desk and a visitation bench up in front of the blackboard. And when your class was up you were going, I sit on that bench. And of course, you listened until all the other grades. Time you got there, you heard it all. And politics, well, of course, the Herricks were Democrats. And my father was not in it much, but my grandfather James was supervisor and a politician. And his son Thaddeus, my father's brother, got to be the county clerk and head of the Democratic Party. He also taught school that way, and he went to college. My father went to school in Eastwood in Poughkeepsie, but Thaddeus went to, I think, Union College. And of the election, and my uncle Thaddeus got the county clerk, but Roosevelt was running for the
governor?
State. He runs out the same election folder as President Roosevelt. He said he got the job because of his politics with his father. Anyway, I remember that. When my father was on the jury, he went down and slept in the county courthouse. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Tell us about Mrs. Wilcox.
Huh?
Tell us about Mrs. Wilcox.
Irene Wilcox?
Yes.
Her mother was Mary Tillman. And I used to clean house for my mother some other time, and they were very kind of poor people. But she married Miss Wilcox, and of course, Mr. Wilcox, I know him since I can remember, and I remember him. He always drove Hudson cars, open cars. He said the time he took a closed car, he would be in a hurry. Anyway, he took my sister and I, Gertrude, take us in the car, take us to Red Hook, and buy us an ice cream cone, and bring us back. And he would speed up and look back over his shoulders and see if he was scaring us. Well, in Lafayette, the schooling place was in Lafayette on the north side, in the building. And when he came out, I was out there and handed him a cigar. He's kind of a jokester. But Irene, I can always remember Irene. She come past our swamp, and there was a big, saw a big sapper turtle about that.
Yeah.
She picked it up, tail put it in the back of her car, and she was showing it to us. Of course, Irene, I don't know, I always gone to Irene. We've often visited her.
Yes.
And she was the poorest girl in town, but she never changed her. She was the same Irene was. Irene Kilburn, forever. One of my oldest memories there, where we were going to go someplace, and one car was an enclosed car, like most of them are today. But the car behind it was my Uncle Herrick, who had the Model T Ford. And they were an open car with, top and side door. And so my mother picked me up and put me in the back seat of that car.
He was about a year old.
I can see it, yes. I sit there with my little feet sticking out in front of me, and my shoes, and I cried my head off. Because I didn't want to ride with Uncle Harrison, because these Model T shimmied and shook. And I was scared. And so I cried, and I was thinking, why don't she know enough to put me in the other car? I was thinking that. I couldn't say it naturally. So finally they smartened up. They took me and put me in the other car. Everything's fine. Nick Amy, now George Amy, his brother was the blacksmith in York City, and he, the one that went to school, was sometimes worked there, I think. But anyway, he done something bad. Anyway, Molly Bowman was the teacher. So she said, put your hands on the desk. And she took the ruler and smack him right across the back of his hand. But he sat there and he said, you can't hurt me. And made her so damn mad, she jumped about a foot off the floor and whammed him again. And those were the days. He said when he was a boy, he had a band teacher there, and he done something, and he run, the windows were open, and someone jumped out the window, and the teacher was right after him. And he called himself, Dick called himself that man, greenhouses and so forth. I went to school with him. He went to school with me. He used to. In those days, you wanted to go to high school, you got in there the best way you could. Some of the kids rode in with a milk van. I think it was the milk being delivered to the creamery in Red Hook. And they got ready to get home. And there was no buses, Nothing like that. Also here in Round Washington Hall and some places like that. Yes, they took the train into City and go to school. Yeah, my father later on worked on the railroad in West Hartford. And it was burnt across on the hill, and everybody in my shit laughed because I kind of knew who did it. But then everybody else did. But anyway, it was my sister Gertrude and I, the next day, we were going to see it. And so we went down, and we went the big hill there is called the Pinnacle. And then over the fence, that was our property. We jumped over the fence, and that was the Sunny Hills, and that's where the cross was. It was a cross wrapped with something burlap or and burned. And everybody got a big kick out of that because they kind of, how many people would do that? You narrow that down, and they kind of knew. And oh, the Skimbleton, that was a big probably too, but I never went to this. Oh yeah, but I went to a lot of Skimbletons in the village of Herrick. Early in the day, the bride and groom are home. Us kids, that was our part of the Skimbleton. I mean, you go to out in front of the house and scream and yell and make noise, and they'd both come out and smile and say, "Go up to the corner store, you've got so many cents." And at night, the grown-ups would have their Skimbleton. As you look it up in the dictionary, you would see that there was a Skimbleton at night quite like that. I remember my father told me about the one who shot off his shotgun and he leaned the barrel over too much and shut out the windows upstairs.